Today, we're going to discuss the impact of poor sleep, both quality and quantity, on your rates of fat loss and muscle building as well. First thing I want to do is just say, if you're in a position right now where you can't sleep 7 to 9 hours, good quality, deep sleep, it's okay. You can still get an amazing result. It is what it is. If you have young kids bouncing on your face at 3 o'clock in the morning, or something's gone on with business and you just have to be grinding through the night, or if something comes up family-wise and you just can't sleep that 7 to 9 hours, listen, you can still get a great result. The whole process is going to be an awful lot harder, that's for sure. But if this is self-inflicted, if you are choosing to sleep 5, 6, 6.5 hours a night, you are definitely doing yourself a disservice if you want to lose fat mass and gain muscle mass as quickly as possible as well. So we're going to discuss the different areas that do impact both the fat loss and the muscle gain. And there are 4 major reasons as to why poor sleep can and probably will impact your rates of fat loss and muscle building. And the first one is hunger and satiety. You have 2 hunger hormones, 2 major hunger hormones. One is called ghrelin. That hormone is responsible for making you feel hungry. You know, that pit in your stomach feeling, I need to eat now. Best way to remember ghrelin is like, a gremlin, angry, a bit crazy. The other hormone that is responsible for making you feel full after meals is leptin. Now, when you have a poor night's sleep, ghrelin increases quite a lot and leptin decreases quite a lot. So you're more hungry throughout the day and you're less satiated after meals. And you can see how that can lead to you overeating. It just requires you to have a whole lot more willpower to stay on your calorie target for the day. And as you know by now already, the only way to lose body fat is being in a calorie deficit. So it just makes that process an awful lot harder. The next is mood and motivation. Like, we all know how crap we can feel after a poor night's sleep. You might be anxious, fatigued, groggy, tired. It just makes it harder to stay on your plan. Your dietary adherence may drop down. It's easier to go for the hyper palatable option. You go for a takeaway rather than bring your lunch in. You grab something in the shop that you shouldn't necessarily be grabbing. And then with that, you blow your calorie target out of the water. You just eat too many calories. It's going to slow down rates of fat loss. The next is a larger feeding window. When you're up for more hours of the day, you're just around food for more hours. When you're around food for more hours, you're more likely to be hungry within those hours. More snacking, more calories, slower rates of fat loss. And the last one is training, movement, motivation, and effort. So we'll talk about steps and just general movement overall. When you are sleep deprived, your movement over the course of the entire day is going to drop. So your steps may drop, your NEAT may drop if you don't know what your NEAT is. We have plenty of videos on that as well. But it's just daily movement. It's even, my leg is jumping up and down here. That's classified as NEAT. Scratching my head, classified as NEAT. All these things are burning calories. And when you're sleep deprived, all of that is going to drop down. And that could be the difference of 100, 300, even 500 calories that you're now not burning today because your body's just said, nah, poor night's sleep, let's conserve this energy. So that's going to slow down rates of fat loss. When it comes to training, you have a poor night's sleep, you're not going to be able to put in that training intensity that you would if you're having a good night's sleep. You're not going to recover as well. You're not going to get that stimulus that you need to either hold on to the muscle mass or gain muscle mass when you're on your fat loss diet. And what's interesting about this is there's some good research on this. You take 2 groups, right? One group is sleep deprived, one group is not sleep deprived. They both lose 5 kilos. So you can actually lose the same amount of weight either way. But if we actually look at the breakdown of weight lost, we will see in the group that has had poorer sleep quality that they will actually lose more muscle mass as they're losing weight. So let's just say you're sleep deprived, you lose 5 kilos. The breakdown of that could be 3 kilos of fat mass and it could be 2 kilos of muscle mass. But if you have good sleep quality and quantity, out of the 5 kilos lost, 4.5 kilos could have been fat mass and the other half kilo might have been muscle mass. Or it could actually even be 0 muscle mass lost. And you would be in a much better position to actually gain muscle mass in that case. And that's all I wanted to go through here today. Now, if you are not sleeping as well as you should be, and it's self-inflicted, hopefully this has changed your mind. As I said there at the start, if it's something you can't fix right now because of whatever reason, that's totally fine. You can get a great result. It just means the whole process is going to be a wee bit harder. If it's self-inflicted, sort it out. If I could bottle good quality sleep up into a pill and sell it to you, you'd pay an awful lot of money for it, but I can't, so you got to go to bed on time. That's it. Any questions, pop them over. Otherwise, thanks for listening. See you in the next one.